Are you ready to wake up tomorrow, flip a switch, and stare into nothingness? No warm glow, no hum, not even enough juice for your precious phone? And what if I told you that within minutes, you could be at the mercy of a blackout not just lasting an hour, but stretching into days, maybe even weeks? Think that's paranoid? Don't. Because across the U.S. in 2025 alone, modern life has already been pushed to the edge and the grid is trembling under the stress. In January, Winter Storm Blair struck massive regions from the high plains to the mid-Atlantic, bringing 365,000 power outages as snow and ice crippled the grid. Just days later, a Gulf Coast blizzard dumped record snowfall across Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. Nearly 77,000 people were plunged into darkness amid frozen chaos, and it was one of the most expensive storms in recent history. And if you thought winter was the only threat, think again. Come March, a terrifying North American blizzard whipped through the South and Midwest. Fierce winds, blinding dust storms, and tornadoes took out power for over 423,000 people in places like Dallas-Fort Worth and Austin, leaving hospitals, homes, even roads powerless. Then in August, a freak-haboob dust storm in Phoenix swallowed the city in a wall of dirt, cutting power to tens of thousands and forcing canceled flights and shattered infrastructure. Right behind that, a lightning strike in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, supercharged a transformer into a fireball, triggering outages, traffic chaos, and a staggering reality check that our power grid is one storm or one strike away from collapse. Meanwhile, the Department of Energy isn't sugarcoating it because of aging infrastructure, delays in reliable replacement capacity, and surging demand from data centers. Blackouts could double by 2030 unless action is taken. So ask yourself, are you truly prepared? Or will you be scrambling when the lights go out? Thing number 1, lock down your food supply before it becomes dead weight. When the power dies, every single item in your fridge and freezer transforms from an asset into a ticking time bomb. You think you've got a week to eat through it? Try 4 hours. That's how long the USDA says a refrigerator can hold safe temperatures after a blackout, provided you never open the door. Maybe 48 hours if it's packed to the gills and you resist the urge to peek. That means within a single afternoon, everything from your deli meat to your leftover Chinese takeout is morphing into a bacterial breeding ground. Let that sink in. According to the CDC, foodborne illness hits 48 million Americans every year under normal conditions. Now picture a neighborhood where everyone's freezers are silently thawing 200 pounds of food at the same time. It's not just your dinner at risk, it's your health. Listeria, Salmonella, E. coli, they don't care that you paid $19.99 for that Costco rotisserie chicken. They're multiplying while you wait for the lights to come back. Here's the brutal truth. Most families in the U.S. keep between $300 and $600 worth of food in their fridge and freezer. That's not just calories, it's survival currency. In Venezuela's 2016 blackout crisis, households that lost their perishable food had to barter for canned goods and dried staples, while others were literally boiling spoiled meat in desperation. You don't want to be in that situation. So here's what you do. The second the power cuts, you triage your food supply like it's a battlefield. Step 1. Tape your fridge shut with duct tape. Literally. Write "Do Not Open" on it in permanent marker. That simple move buys you precious hours because every unnecessary peak drains cold air faster than a punctured tire. Step 2. Move your most valuable proteins, meat, dairy, fish, into a cooler with ice if you've got it, or better yet, dry ice if you prepped. A single 50-pound block of dry ice can keep a full-size freezer at safe temps for 2 to 3 days. Step 3. Start cooking anything that's already on the edge. Grill it, boil it, dehydrate it if you've got the gear. Every calorie you save now is one less you'll be desperate for later. And don't forget, food isn't just about survival, it's about morale. Studies show that during disasters, people who maintain access to satisfying meals cope with stress better and make clearer decisions. That frozen pizza you saved, that's not junk food in an emergency, that's psychological stability. But waste it, let it rot, or eat it too late, and now you're dealing with stomach cramps while your family needs you sharp. Long story short, in the first hour of a blackout, your kitchen is your most fragile resource. Treat it like gold. Seal, cook, preserve, and ration. Because once it's gone, you're staring at empty shelves while the grocery store down the street is already stripped bare. Thing number 2. Secure your home like it's a fortress under siege. Here's the thing nobody likes to admit. Blackouts don't just attract confusion, they attract crime. When the streetlights go dark and alarm systems blink offline, neighborhoods transform into soft targets. Don't believe me? Look at New York City, 1977. A citywide blackout lasted 25 hours. In that window, looters ransacked 1,600 stores, over 1,000 fires were set, and police made more than 3,700 arrests. That wasn't a war zone, it was one night without electricity. Fast forward to Hurricane Sandy in 2012, entire blocks of Lower Manhattan went pitch black, and residents reported break-ins, car theft, and robberies within 48 hours. Darkness creates cover. No cameras, no alarms, no deterrence. If you think your suburban cul-de-sac is immune, think again. Criminal opportunism spikes in power outages across every socioeconomic zone. So what do you do when the lights die? You don't wait. You harden your home immediately. First step, light it up. Not with a dozen candles. Candles are open-flame disasters waiting to tip over. We're talking battery-powered lanterns in every major room, flashlights on your nightstands, solar-powered garden lights brought inside and lined along hallways. Light isn't just for visibility, it's psychological warfare. A house glowing while the block is dark sends a clear message. We're awake, we're prepared, we're not easy prey. Step 2. Lock down. Every door, every window, every sliding glass entry. Deadbolts engaged, sticks and tracks, curtains drawn. You want your house to look lived in but impossible to peer inside. According to FBI burglary data, most break-ins happen between 6 p.m. and midnight, the exact window when power outages make homes most vulnerable. Now let's talk alarms. Your Wi-Fi camera is worthless when the grid is down. What works? Low-tech backups, battery-operated motion alarms, door jammers, even a dog bowl by the back door if you don't own one. During the 2021 Texas freeze, crime reports surged in areas that stayed dark the longest. But the houses that broadcast noise, radios on batteries, dogs barking, even wind chimes rattling, were skipped over. Criminals go for easy marks. Don't be one. Step 3. Neighborhood watch. This is survival, not isolation. Talk to your neighbors the second the outage hits. Share information, coordinate watches, and keep an eye out for unfamiliar vehicles cruising your street. Because here's a hard fact. When society hiccups, predators move fast. During the California rolling blackouts of 2019, sheriff's offices logged spikes in burglary calls in the very hours the grid was down. And one more thing, don't advertise weakness. Don't run outside yelling about how your generator won't start. Don't complain loudly that you're out of candles. Desperation paints a target on your back. Confidence, light, and lockdown make you look like the wrong house to mess with. In a blackout, survival isn't just about food and water, it's about security. Because if someone else decides your resources look easier to grab than to earn, all your prepping won't mean a thing. Treat every outage like a potential siege. Fortress first, panic later. Thing number 3, control the temperature before it controls you. Let me hit you with a reality check. When the grid goes down, your biggest enemy isn't just hunger, thirst, or even crime. It's temperature. Heat and cold kill more Americans every year than almost any other weather factor. According to the National Weather Service, extreme heat alone kills more than hurricanes, floods, and tornadoes combined. Cold isn't far behind, taking hundreds of lives annually. And here's the kicker. Both of those killers sneak in quietly the moment your thermostat goes dead. Your HVAC system? Useless. Your space heater? A brick. Your AC? A dusty decoration. Suddenly, the comfortable bubble you've lived in your whole life evaporates, and you're face to face with the raw climate outside your walls. And if you don't act immediately, you're going to feel it, hour by hour, until your body is screaming for mercy. Here's the math. In summer, a typical house without AC can spike from 75 VERF to over 90 EF within a single day of a blackout. That's not a little sweaty, that's the danger zone for heat stroke. Your body starts shutting down at a core temperature of 104 VERF. You'll get dizzy, confused, and your organs literally begin cooking inside you. During the 2021 Pacific Northwest heat wave, hundreds of people died because their fans just pushed around hot air once the grid failed. Now flip it. In winter, an unheated home can plummet below 50 EF in less than 12 hours. By the second day, you're sleeping in a meat locker. Hypothermia begins when your core temp dips below 95 EF. You start shivering uncontrollably, lose coordination, and your heart rate slows like a dying engine. During the Texas freeze, at least 246 people died, some in their own living rooms because they underestimated how fast a house can become an icebox. So what's the move? You fight back, and you fight smart. First, seal your house like it's a spaceship. Every window, every door, every draft is a leak draining your survival. Close blinds, hang blankets over windows, roll up towels at the base of doors. You're not decorating, you're trapping whatever thermal comfort you've got left. Second, designate a survival room. Forget heating or cooling your whole house, it's impossible. Pick one small central room, preferably without big windows, and make that your bunker. In winter, bring everyone into that room, pile on layers of clothing, hats, and socks, and use body heat as your secret weapon. 4 people in a closed space can raise the temperature several degrees just by existing. In summer, Do the opposite. Move to the lowest floor of your home, heat rises. Stay still, stay shaded, and hydrate constantly. And listen carefully, never gamble with unsafe heat sources. Don't drag a charcoal grill indoors. Don't run a generator in the garage. Every year, blackouts lead to a second wave of casualties, not from the cold or heat itself, but from carbon monoxide poisoning. The CDC estimates more than 400 people die annually from CO exposure, most of it linked to outages where people made desperate heating mistakes. Don't be a headline. If you've got a safe propane heater designed for indoor use, great. If not, it's blankets, layers, and huddling, period. Temperature isn't background noise, it's life or death. In a grid-down scenario, it doesn't matter how much water you saved or how many flashlights you've got if your body gives out to the climate first. You've got to seize control immediately. Block the leaks, choose your bunker, and fight to stabilize your environment. Because once the cold has its claws in you or the heat's cooking your brain, it's already too late. Treat temperature like the enemy it is, and you'll live to handle the rest. Ignore it, and the blackout won't just be inconvenient, it'll be your last mistake. Here's the part nobody wants to hear, but you need to. The lights will go out again. Maybe tonight, maybe next week, maybe in the middle of the hottest summer on record, or the coldest winter your city has ever seen. And the question isn't if they come back, it's whether you will be ready when they don't. Because every time history repeats, people repeat the same mistakes, wasting food, wasting water, wasting time. They wait for someone else to fix it, and by the time they realize no one's coming, it's already too late. So stop thinking of blackouts as temporary inconveniences. Start thinking of them as test runs for something bigger. Because one day it won't just be your neighborhood or your city, it could be the entire grid. And when that happens, you're either the one with the duct-taped fridge, the lockdown fortress, and the sealed survival room, or you're the one waiting in line for bottled water while strangers loot the shelves. Ask yourself this right now. If the power died and didn't return for a week, would your family be safe? Would you have light, food, and warmth? Or would you be stumbling in the dark hoping for a miracle? That's the thought I want to leave you with. Not fear, but urgency. Because surviving a blackout isn't about luck, it's about action, preparation, and the choices you make in the first hours of silence. So when the grid fails, and it will, don't just sit there. Move, think, act, because the line between panic and survival is razor thin, and which side you land on depends on whether you took this warning seriously.